Has your weight been trending higher over the long term? I quickly drew this graph to show what people who've been dealing with obesity their whole lives pretty much have been dealing with. The main line represents your weight, the bottom represents multiple decades in your life. The top of each hill is when you pretty much have gained a bunch of weight and you get pissed off and motivated and jump on some weight loss program. Then you drop some weight, and then inevitably you always hit the plateau, and then you're just freaking stuck for a long time. And that you try to cut carbs a little bit more, cut sugar a little bit more, exercise a little bit harder, but you pretty much bounce between 2 to 5 pounds, and you know you're just stuck. And then you start asking the gym trainers or doing Google searches, and you get a bunch of dead answers that give you zero result. You hear things like, muscle weighs more than fat. And while that's true, it's not like you're gaining muscle infinitely, but it sure feels like we're gaining fatter infinitely. And you just, looking in the mirror and you see that there's still plenty of fat to lose, but you're just stuck at the plateau and it doesn't go away. Well, of course you're going to quit. If it doesn't work, nobody goes to work if they don't get paid. What's the incentive to continue the so-called healthy eating if you're not getting healthier? Obesity is a time dependent problem. So it takes a couple years for you to get back to the top of your weight or heavier, to your old weight or heavier. And then the cycle just continues and repeats itself over the course of multiple decades in your life. And it's just miserable. And I've seen myself, my family members, friends, all go through it. So what is the issue? Why is there an inevitable plateau? And the solution seems to come closer to us when you understand a few things. The problem, it's a hormonal issue, and to add assault to injury, the further you get along in your life, the parts where you lose weight slow down. So every 5 years, let's say, your weight loss is slowing down, but you're gaining weight. That's increasing pace because things are getting slower. Your body functions are moving slower. So unless you get to the root cause of the issue, you'll be pretty much doomed with the current, standard for what causes weight loss, which is diet and exercise. In the description, I've included a couple studies I discovered while doing research, and the findings are pretty astounding. Let me grab my notes and see what the studies show. The study shows that there's no correlation between increase in BMI and increased caloric intake. The participants didn't increase the calorie intake, but they gained waist circumference and weight. The men actually decreased their caloric intake. That's the exact opposite of what we've been told. In the other study, it shows the caloric intake decreased, yet obesity increased. Again, the exact opposite of what we've been told for I don't know how many years. So a caloric deficit does not result in weight loss. These types of lies, mistakes, misleadings, or misguidances can be so frustrating. Just think of all the people that have been dealing with obesity their entire lives because the so-called professionals told us that weight loss is caused by a caloric deficit. Follow me to keep learning more.